Hello, hello. MBD here from FTW Broadcasting, and I've got a very special episode of Fun or Not for you tonight. I decided not to go through the Fun or Not channels because I really want to play Nexus Wars, and when it comes to playing Nexus Wars, I have to bring in my ringer, my good friend, the King of Town. So I'm going to find us a game. King of Town, why don't you introduce yourself to the folks at home?
Good evening, FTW Broadcasting. Viewers, this is the King of Town, newly minted Chief Science Officer for FTW Broadcasting, where we bring you hot Starcraft 2 action. I will be giving you in-depth analysis on the science, facts, and fallacies as we play through these games. It looks like Danny is getting us up right now. Got to make sure that we're both pink. Very, very important. Obviously, the color of your team does affect your in-game stats.
That is very, very true. So now that we're on the loading screen, how do you want to open? What kind of open are you looking for? Should we do our standard Sentry Marauder open?
Yes, I think that has the maximum cheese factor here in terms of our available openings, and it's something that a lot of people don't expect. So I think that's what we're going to have to go with. Whatever will be
Sounds good. Go bottom.
Most annoying to our opponents.
Oh, somebody's lagging.
It's not me. I blame you.
I blame me too. Alright. Putting my Sentry out. Oh, I'm having some major lag issues. That's okay.
Looks like it. As you can see here, our allies are going some kind of also quick something build. Looks like purple could be doing also a quick Marauder, or perhaps, and I've seen this before, a quick Reaper.
Yeah, I don't really like the quick Reaper. I prefer the Sentry for the early detection. I think it's the best. That's my own personal opinion. Now, as you can see, what the King of Town has done here, playing Dung is my Jesus. Very nice name.
Thank you.
He's put the one Marine down, and in Nexus Wars, you can put 2 Marines down to start, but by putting 1 down, you leave yourself that income to go for the quick Marauder, which is what you're overall going for. Now, we are not experts at Nexus Wars anyway, by any means, but we have played many, many games. So, provided our allies aren't super noob, I think we've got this one in the bag.
Well, I think you mean provided our allies well, who knows?
Well, it looks like our opponent has gone on a double Marine and a Zealot. So our best way to deal with that would be for me to put down my own Zealot to counter that Zealot, and the King of Town to continue with his Marauder build.
And here comes our Marauder coming out right now. Ready to lay the hurtin' down on the Zealot. Of course, something that counters Zealots, and I'm not sure if you knew this, Danny, but Zealots counter Zealots in this game.
Yes, they do. Very, very wise. They do, and I have put down my Zealot.
And that, sir, is basic science. Basic science. You see our opponent up top is open with this Reaper opening here. For some reason, our ally has a Hellion. Not really sure. Haven't seen that one before. I guess he's going to fast tech.
Yeah, I think, don't you need Hellions to... Where Hellions lead to? Hellions lead to something.
Hellions lead
siege
to
tanks.
All your other mech and lead to air.
Okay.
Of course.
He might be going a little too early on that.
I think he might be. I think his better bet would have been, say, to put a Marauder. But any kind of noobage, any kind of cheese, even if it's our own allies noobing, is always welcome in a fun game of Nexus Wars.
That's true. Very true. As you see, our opponents were pushing a little bit into our base, but once King of Town's Marauder got out and really started taking care of business, and we got a nice grouping here, we really turned it right around. They see they've put down a Reaper, which gets annihilated immediately, so I don't know what the overall goal with that is.
I believe it's to feed. Unfortunately, you really can't feed in this game too hard. However,
no, I think our next choice of what we want to do here, we see he has now put down a second Zealot, which I think will be countered nicely by your second Marauder.
I think you might be right there. They do also have this Reaper in the back, and the Reaper is doing a fair amount of damage. What we really need to do, sir, is sync up all of our units.
Yes, we do. That is very important and easy to do if you have 2 of a kind, but more difficult when you have multiple different types of units.
True. What's most important, however, is that your units are coming out as a group and not streaming in one at a time like I see our allies' units doing on top here.
Yes. I'm going to put down a... I'm trying to decide what exactly I want to put down right now against their Zealots and Reapers. I'm thinking I actually want to put down an Immortal.
An Immortal would be pretty sexy. They do have a lot of light bio kind of coming in here, so what I think I'm going to do is go ahead and drop a Hellion, which will advance me up the tech tree. Always good, always good. Of course, there is a lot of strategy to this game, since you do have to micro each and every one of your units individually.
Yes, you might not be seeing that happening, but we are doing that with our mind.
It does appear that our buildings are automatically building our units, and that our units are automatically advancing towards the enemy base. However,
we have to get in here. Right now we have to get in here with the fusion cutters, y'all.
Ah, the fusion cutters, I see.
And this is a pro strategy here, knowing that you can attack with your SCVs when they're on this platform. You really want to use that to your fullest advantage, so you don't have to get your tanks out or your cannons out early, and you certainly don't want to have to use a nuke early.
No, of course not. Using a nuke early is devastating. Wasting a nuke is obviously a game loser. If you waste a nuke, you should just quit right then and there, because it is GG.
Yeah, pretty much. Now my Immortal is out, and he will take care of all sorts of business. These Reapers will not be able to do a ton of damage to him. We see a Stalker has now come out, which is just the unit that leads higher up the tree, so perhaps we'll be seeing air from them, which is not a huge surprise based on what we have. So with that in mind, I will be putting down a Stalker next, just so we can counter that quickly.
Fairly clever. My plan at this point, since it does look like we've got a few units building up, pushing the other direction, and those Marauders and the Immortals are going to be extra effective against these gateway units, I am going to do the sneaky thing and drop an income pylon here right in the back of our base.
That is the sneaky thing. When and where, or more when rather than where, to drop your income pylon is key to this game. You want to do it as you're getting a good push back like right now we're doing right here. You see how the push is going rather well. We know it's, even though we've got units built up, so even as they add more units, we're still be able to fight them off. So we want to be able to build up our income quickly, and you know, if you can get away with it, get way ahead in income, the game is pretty much over.
Oh, of course. The nice thing about having just a ton of income is the late game, should they build a bunch of stuff that counters it, you just sacrifice all your buildings and build 30 new ones. It's fine.
Yes, exactly.
Tons of money, it's okay. Here I am dropping this medevac here. We're going to go ahead and start building these, sending them over to repair these, all these, or rather heal all of these Marauders, which we have a nice big ball of. Even if they have a cannon against these Marauders and these Immortals, I do believe they're going to have a hard time, and they might lose a cannon. We will just have to see what we come up against here when we get to the entrance of our enemy's base.
We'll see. I think we might have done well here. They might be forced to nuke, and I'm going to put down my income pylon right now.
Very good, very good. I've got a Banshee coming out. They do not appear to have really a whole lot in the way of protection, and so that suggests to me...
Our ally, Knucking Futz, I see what he did there, is basically told his ally to build Immortals, no the Stalkers, no, don't listen to me. So, good. Very nice.
See that? Very coordinated. We've got this group of Stalkers up top pushing against the handful of units. Once again, streaming in one at a time. You need to group those up together, gentlemen. That will only cost you time.
Yeah. Don't worry, we will carry you to victory. Life is going very well over here.
Won't be the last time. It looks like they don't even have a cannon.
Oh, the cannon's going up right now. Are they getting in? They are getting in on the repair.
They are getting in on the repair. This cannon looks like it may go down anyway. Just because we have so many heavy hitters here.
I was about
One cannon about to go down. It looks like if they can just do... Oh, and there it goes. Second cannon, getting focused, wasting so much money on those cannons. And,
I was about to say that dropping the second cannon was foolish, but it seemed to have been required, and they had to drop a third cannon. So at this point, this is now a crucial point for us. What do we want to build now to really stick it to them?
Well, I gotta tell you, Danny, that I have been doing something a little sneaky back here, and I've dropped a couple of Banshees.
Oh wow, I've decided to put down a Phoenix, and then go straight to Carrier.
Nice. I do believe that after these Banshees, some battle cruisers might be in order. If they decide to go air, Thors are, of course, an option.
I may also upgrade my income pylon here, although they have a nice little mix of things here, so maybe upgrading is not... This is kind of a risky time to upgrade. I'm kind of on the fence about it. Because, you know, once you successfully defend off a strong attack at your base, you almost always have a large ball like they have here, with
Yes, exactly.
stalkers and turrets and what have you. So actually, if you put down just another set of marauders, you would really tear up those stalkers. I will actually, to deal with that, I will put down a colossi.
Ah, very nice. Taking your advice, I did drop a couple more marauders. Might even go ahead and research the stim pack upgrade for them. It does make a huge difference.
We are looking a little rough here. We are maybe going to have to cannon. Oh, we have to go help our allies. They are in what looks like to be huge trouble. We need to go up and help them repair their cannons, while keeping an eye on our situation as well. Oh, actually, it looks like they might be okay up here.
I have a cannon going down.
You have a cannon going down? Good, good.
We're gonna have to be quick on the draw here because they do have a lot of. Here we go. We've got a lagger, always nice. Lance.
Lance, D, Lance, here we go. Ooh, man, that is a hell of a force they have going here. We may have to nuke that, unfortunately.
We may.
I don't think my Colossus is going to have enough time. He doesn't have enough backup to really... Yeah, down he goes. Alright, get on the repair here, because it's going to be gross.
It is going to be absolutely disgusting. Some units... Would love to have some units pop out here right now while they're focusing on this tower. Unfortunately, it does look like we are going to have to... Maybe not. We do have all these marauders coming out. This cannon goes down. We're going to have to nuke.
Yeah, I will nuke.
All right.
And
there
you hate the nuke.
Try and save my building here. Do hate the nuke there. However, you know, of course, that's
pretty much a requirement.
losing the game.
I'm going to put down a carrier right now, as well as upgrade my income pylon. Now, why would you upgrade your income pylon when you just received a devastating attack like that? Well, because, like I said, I've got this all. I'm all filled up now. We're going to be pushing back regardless of what's happening, so we do have the. We can't afford that income pylon.
Yes, we can't afford the income pylon. I too am upgrading, and once I upgrade, I am then going to be going battle cruisers. Again, unless of course we see a bunch of heavy air, in which case I will get Thors. However, it's not really what I'm seeing here.
No, they finally have put a couple Banshees down on their own. My Phoenixes are tearing through that no problem, and my carriers will also deal with that.
Looks like we could probably use a couple more detectors.
The upgrade building is going down.
Very nice. Upgrade building, always much forgotten about in this game. However, when you get a big push going, a lot of times you can really soil your opponents by just getting a couple of upgrades. Your units will be unstoppable. You will get to just roll right on into their base.
I put down a second sentry.
Nice.
Should help with our situation.
First battle cruiser is going down.
My first carrier made his way out. You're going to want to get with your characters. You're going to get that increased intercept launcher, whatever that's called, graviton something.
I don't know. That's a filthy Protoss thing. I don't really know anything about that.
No. AWOL told me about it once. I don't play Protoss. Meanwhile, your Banshees are just tearing up their ground. It's very nice. Love to see that. Our allies are actually doing really well up top too. Looks like there's some now Void Rays up in the game up there. Gotta watch out for those Void Rays.
Void Rays can be devastating. We do have what look like some Vikings coming out for our opponents in our lane here. I'd like to keep an eye on that. In the meantime,
okay. I did put down my second carrier.
Nice. My second battle cruiser is coming out right now as well. Going down, rather.
Yeah, it looks like they have put down a Viking. In the end, I don't think that's going to help them that much. We'll see. However, I see a couple Phoenixes. If they I wonder if that's just because you have to build the Phoenix to get the air, or if they're really deciding to mass Phoenixes, which I have seen before and is devastating.
I'd say, I think my plan is going to be to just go ahead and get some Thors. You know, if they're going to go heavy air, it's nice to be prepared. And there's nothing more prepared when you've got masses and masses of air than Thors, which do splash damage, as you should all know.
That is true. We are in an okay situation. We have used one nuke, so we are down. We are the only people in the entire game who have used a nuke. Our opponents have not had to use one, so we need to be prepared for when that does happen, because they are going to most likely have to nuke what we have going here.
That's very correct, of course. One thing to keep in mind, however, is that should your opponents nuke, nice thing to do, sneaky thing to do, is to build a hero. Get in there with the hero, and you know, as soon as it starts to turn around, you just throw some AoE damage spells down. You know, whatever hero has, whatever the spell is, doesn't matter. Whatever ability you can throw down, a lot of times that will be enough to turn it back the other way much quicker than they're expecting. And that can be just absolutely devastating.
It can be. The heroes are extraordinarily expensive. So
they are expensive, however, you know, if they have approximately the same value of a nuke, or the same tactical value as a nuke, then they're certainly worth it. If I could just buy a nuke for 1,000, that would be something that I would do regularly. True.
That is a valid point. I've upgraded my pylon, looking to maybe upgrade it again. Perhaps I should put down I'm going to actually put down a 4th carrier.
Nicely done. They too seem to be going Thors. Not really sure how effective that is going to be in the long run.
I'm going to sync up my 4 carriers as well here, so see how that works. They seem to have managed to push us back pretty well with their queens.
Yeah, queens. I'm not really sure what that's about.
Yeah, it's working. With their anti-air is working significantly well. I am going to put down another Colossi to deal with those queens.
Nicely done. In the meantime, I'm having these Thors just keep on coming. Just keep on coming. As they are still about halfway down the map. At this point, I am going to save for a hero. That is my plan. I'm going to get a hero.
I'm then going to work on armor, or Protoss shield upgrades and armor upgrades, to hopefully turn this around, because we are in trouble right now, actually.
We are in a fair bit of trouble.
Hopefully your Thors can handle business here, because their anti-air is... Ooh, it's tremendous right now.
It is tremendous. The Thors hopefully will help. That has yet to be seen. Hit or miss with the Thors in terms of how well they do. It really just seems to depend. They don't seem to have a lot of immortals, so that does bode well for my Thors. I'm not really sure how well the queens will do. God, they do have just a pile of phoenixes.
Yeah, those phoenixes are deadly, that's for sure.
And the Sarah Kerrigan is coming out.
Well, that is good to know. My carriers held up pretty well against those pile of phoenixes. Vespian is slowing down the game. Come on, buddy. Can't handle hundreds of units on the screen? Get it together.
Only hundreds.
Only hundreds. The Sarah Kerrigan, you see that Blade Storm going right there, and that is going to tear things up. That is going to be very, very nice. That's almost exactly what we want. All day, every day.
Yeah, you do see it melting quite a few units.
This is a rough situation. Luckily, luckily my carriers just popped for right now. Right when we need them.
Yeah, right when we need them. Hopefully this
I'm afraid we might have to nuke here again.
Got another Blade Storm coming down. You might be right.
Yeah, I say you go ahead and nuke, Mr. of Town.
All right, here it comes. Here comes the nuke. Sadly, but here it comes. We are now way behind. I'm gonna go ahead and just spam some upgrades here, since I do have just a pile of money. Maybe even build a few units.
Upgrade complete.
Who'd have thought? Now the nice thing about this Kerrigan is she never goes away, unless she dies. But she can just sit here, regen energy, and drop Blade Storms, and I'm just be able to rake in just a ton of cash, and really kind of turn it around really rather quickly.
I'm going with something a little experimental. I've never done this before, but I've decided to just drop 6 Archons.
6 Archons.
7 Archons, I'm sorry.
That is an interesting tactic. I've never heard of that one, but I've no doubt it can be effective.
Well, there's some doubt.
Okay. Well, maybe a little. Okay, I do doubt that it can be effective. Good point. Good point. It's probably not going to work.
We'll see. They have mad upgrades on their battle cruisers, 3-3 all the way across. That is a significant advantage. Going to level 3 shields.
That is a significant advantage. It will not take us long to get right where they're at, however. You know, like I said, with our income the way it is.
Yeah, I really want to get that next level of income. Need to get to there. Perhaps even an income level above that.
Would, of course, be nice. Just going to keep on with this Kerrigan, dropping these storms while we build up units.
Yeah, sometimes it's nice to be stuck in your own base like this for a little bit, because if you can break out, and oftentimes you will, you can turn that right around. I hate that we are out of nukes. However, our allies have not used any, so they could use one if they needed to, and they are now knocking on their allies' door.
That is nice. I'm continuing to drop the blade storms. As soon as I get the opportunity, I'm going to be getting
Archons have arrived.
Another Kerrigan.
Yeah, check out those Archons. Am I right? Am I right?
I think you are right. I think you are.
Upgrade complete.
I've only got 10 left as far as supply, so I will drop a carrier and an Archon.
Left. I have no supply left.
And then I will have no supply left. And then it will be nothing but spamming Archons and getting my own Kerrigan out.
I now have 2 Kerrigans.
This is good. This is actually a good game. I've seen lots of Nexus Wars games, and long before this. It's long for the 30-minute mark. What happens, what you're going to see happen, I believe it's at the 45-minute mark, is that everything's going to go into a frenzy, and all units will do triple damage, I think?
I think it is 300% damage, yes. Which is known as a metric ton.
Yes.
I'm going to use some colorful vernacular, but...
Yes, I know. I know the word you're. It's known as a metric F-ton, and that's. I don't know if that's an English tongue. That's a metric ton, which is different than the.
Than the English ton-e, as some may pronounce it if they can't read.
Right. So I need to get that final income pylon, which I can't. Luckily, our allies are firmly grossed up there. We do see the super cannons from their opponents, and that definitely see Kerrigan action from them as well. So this is looking we are in for the long haul here, I think.
I think you might be right. Unfortunately, after the frenzy mark, whatever that may be, these heroes become a bit less effective simply because they melt so quickly. It really does not take much damage for them to just turn into a pile of bloody goo.
And we could, by being on. Well, since we're on the offensive here and we are winning right now, if you're winning when the frenzy begins, it is a really good situation. Except for the fact that they have those nukes.
Right, and we do not, and that is really just a huge problem. A huge problem.
We might have to rely on our allies. I'm going to have to get a Kerrigan of my own.
At least one.
And then just focus purely on upgrades.
Yes, upgrading clearly very important, especially, well, all of them, really.
Yeah, at this point, since I do have a ton of Archons, those Archons really, I want to say they turned it around. I'm not 100% on that one. It could just be the massive, that is a lot of Thors. Like, come look at their base. Like, your Thors can't even get in the action.
No, they cannot, but that is okay. That is okay. They are lining up patiently, waiting to get their turn in. All they want to do is a little bit of splash damage, a little shimmy and shake, but they just can't get up there. They're all bottlenecked. It's like being at a club and getting stopped by the bouncer.
When have you ever been at a club?
I have been to clubs.
I'm not so sure about that.
I've worked near clubs.
You've worked near clubs. There it is. There it is.
Oh, there they go. Thor streaming on in, ready to attack. Can't really, just doing a dance.
That is just a nice line of pink. I loved it.
It is a nice line of pink.
They've got the super cannons, but those are just not. They're gonna melt.
No,
before.
there's just too much damage. There's just too much.
Yeah, there's a
nukes
nuke
going down. 2 nukes, and now it's time for these Kerrigans to get in.
Did they double nuke us? That is fabulous if they double nuked us. That is a waste for them.
See these Archons standing here doing literally nothing. Literally nothing.
Yeah, they wasted their nuke there. Is what happened, I believe, and that is just what you love to see.
And here we go with the Kerrigans. Like I said, being a little sneaky, just a little dirty. Not really fair play. Well, I guess it is fair play since these units are available to everybody, of course. However, just the amount of damage that they're able to do in such a short period of time, and the fact that our units can continue to mass up right here at the front, despite the fact that they just used a nuke, making them just extremely powerful.
Yeah, they're in big trouble since they were not able to. They're not able to nuke our allies up top, who have pretty much the same strategy: mass carriers and mass.
Here comes the next set of nukes. The next set of nukes going down. It looks like 2 more nukes.
2 more up top. So, I have not really been seeing where they've been using the nukes, but it seems like it's been very, very poor nuke usage. Oh, there it is.
Poor. Now what I'm doing is.
Oh, they're using the Odin nuke, which is actually not that effective.
It's not very good. It just doesn't do the kind of damage you would want it to, for being. Well, you know, an ultimate ability, considering the fact that it takes... Oh, and I lost 2 Kerrigans to a nuke.
I lost my Kerrigan as well to a nuke.
However, I have all these Thors stacked up just attacking these battlecruisers from outside of the base. It looks like that despite all of their efforts, they just cannot get us out of their base. Since I have the money.
Yeah. I'm just spending the money.
Just going to make another Kerrigan. Going to go ahead and... This is a neat pros only trick. Going to go ahead and chrono boost all of my unit producing structures.
Oh yeah, you can do that. It does. It costs money, so I tend to wait until I have full upgrades all around. But there's definitely a value to that, to the chrono boost.
Just gonna go ahead and send this Kerrigan back across the map. We do see them starting to pile up again. However, and once again, I see these Archons just hanging out outside of their base, not doing a whole lot, which is sad. Ms. Kerrigan is gonna have to...
We need to get rid of their Odin, because they do still have 2 nukes, despite all the nukes we've been hearing about. They have been using the Odin nuke.
Well, and that is fine. The Odin nuke is okay. Not really.
It works well enough, in a sense.
It takes too long to land. It doesn't seem to do as much damage. A couple of blade storms, you end up, I think, doing significantly more damage. So I think the nuke really is kind of a trick. You think, oh, a nuke, that will certainly clear the lane, and then it drops the nuke, and all of these battlecruisers and Thors with the maxed out armor upgrades really just don't take that much damage.
No, and our ally just taunted their allies out of the game. He called them noob, which I do not approve of. I don't approve of that sportsmanship, but in the end, a win is a win.
A win is a win, and of course, we are #1 on the rankings in Nexus Wars. There is a global ladder, of course.
Don't ask us for the link or anything, because, you know, can't tell you.
No, it's a secret. Only pros only, of course. Pros only.
Nothing personal. We just can't let that go.
However, if you send us a video replay of you just owning, let's say, I don't know, 5,000 games in a row of Nexus Wars, we'd be more than happy to share the secret.
Yeah, please don't send us 5,000 games in Nexus Wars.
Since I am not actually privy to their email accounts, please do send as many replays of Nexus Wars as you like to FTWBROADCASTING@gmail.com.
That's fine. Very nice. This game, well, all of our opponents have left the game. It's just a matter of our units getting up there and tearing up that Nexus. So very nice. Well done, King of Town. We are the best.
Thank you, sir, and a big Good job to you as well, MBD. It's nice to see you win a game of some variety. I know it's been a long time for you.
I think it was might have been 2004 last time I won something.
Yeah, that sounds about right. If I remember correctly, you got a free ticket on a scratch-off lottery ticket. That is true.
I did, which I promptly turned in to not win again.
Right, the free ticket that didn't win. Tragic, but
Tragic.
At least you got the moral victory. The moral victory.
I did. So, Chief Science Officer, do you want to explain to us, in your scientific opinion, how we won that game?
Well,
30 seconds or less.
30 seconds or less. Basically, the sum of the noob factor on either side is compared to one another, and then ratio can be determined using some calculus that I just don't want to get into. And essentially what happened is our opponents, despite looking so good right at the very beginning, for some reason failed to realize that they had 2 more nukes than we did about midway through the game, and at that point, looks like they just kind of threw it away. I really, science cannot answer the question as to what happened to this game, because we should have gotten rolled. However, we did not. It's a mystery.
My assessment, and I'm not a doctor like you, is that Kerrigan greater than Thor, or Kerrigan greater than Odin.
Kerrigan is greater than Odin. That is also basic science. This has been a well-established fact since the Kerrigan-Odin Wars of 2337. Don't have time for a history lesson. Sorry, kids.
No.
You're going to have to look that one up on Wikipedia.
Maybe next time. So, alright, I'll do this outro thing. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you liked it. If you want to subscribe. Click in the center of the heart. We've got all sorts of great stuff. Trollcast, Gosucasts, Fun or Not. We've been Let's Troll in Daggerdale. We've got other secret shows in the works. I did the air quotes even though I know you can't see me, but just know that I did them when I said secret shows. So, I hope you enjoyed it, and have a wonderful day.